what's on the plate for Thanksgiving?
For
Food-wise.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. For me,
Yeah, food-wise.
my grandmother's venison steak.
Man.
Yeah, I don't get that anymore, but I remember eating it every year growing up.
Somebody hunt
I
for
try
it?
to make it. Absolutely. Yeah, gotta be hunters. Yep.
Looking at Tulane
Mhm.
and the running back they've got and the quarterback, how do you game plan stopping that tag team?
Same. You gotta play your defense. At this point of the year, what is your identification as a defense? You gotta be aggressive. You gotta tackle well. You gotta do those things. It don't matter. It's what it is. They got players outside too. They got players everywhere. And just like every team that comes in here, they got players at every position. So everybody's got to do their job. The biggest thing about this game, you got to win the point of attacks. It's every game, but especially getting bigger games or whatever. I don't look at it any different. You still got to win the point of attack in order for the next wave of defense that comes in.
But having two off weeks and having the off week be this late in the season, you feel like that's a benefit? Just you get to this part of the season, guys are banged up, be able to have that.
Yeah, bye week's always a benefit. Work on you a little bit longer. You can spend some more time on more details and things like that show up week in and week out. It don't matter what week it is. That stuff is going to keep showing up. It's like I've said before, like defense that you have to continue to go through the process through the year, and you got to progress, and you got to progress, and you got to progress. You got to progress individually, and then that's got to carry over as a whole unit. So.
Are there any similarities between this year's Tulane offense and last year?
I mean, they still want to run the ball. They want to control the clock. They want to do those things. They're playing team. They play team football. That's what they do. And it's, I mean, obviously, yeah, there's some differences on type of runs and things like that. There's little different things every week by types of runs and what they're really, really good at. And I think they're really good up front. And they move people. And I think they're rushing for a little over 200 yards a game, which is pretty good in college football. So that the things that they're good at, you pretty much settled into what you're good at. And that's what it's just going to come down to our plays versus theirs.
Are they similar to anybody you've seen so far this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be you got a little taste of everything in this league. 12 personnel, 13 personnel, 22 personnel, 12 or 11 personnel. You're going to get everything every week, and you're going to get some things that you haven't seen them do every week.
What about Menzel? What does he do? What's his big as far as what makes him as good as he is?
A little bit of everything. What makes him good is he is one. He's a good player. He's a smart player. He doesn't take sacks. He doesn't put the ball on the ground. But also he's got a good supporting cast around him. That's what college football is. You got to have a good supporting cast around him. He knows how to use them. And moving the pocket, throwing the ball, doing the things, running stretch, running all the different things that sort of widen you out to open things up. And then all of a sudden it's hard play action and somebody's cut loose. You can watch every game. There's somebody cut loose and he makes the throw and they make a big play. It's chunk plays that come off of it. And it all starts with obviously running the football. And any college football team that has any brass that can run the football, that's what they do, and it opens up everything else.
What are the keys to stopping?
Tackling. You got to tackle him. He's going to run through you. That's what he does. That's what good backs do. You got to tackle him. You're going to have to tackle 22. He's good too. That's what it is. And you got to win the point of attack to get open people there to tackle him. You don't want to hit him running laterally. He's going to run through your face. That's what good backs do. Good linebackers run through somebody else's face.
What do you do to prepare for that other than just tackling?
You work on tackling. That's how you get good at tackling. And then you talk about it. Then you work on it again. That's how you get good at tackling.
How important is it against a team like Tulane to come out, punch them in the mouth first, set the tone early?
Well, I mean, punch them in the mouth. We have to play our style of defense. It all depends on situations. It all depends on everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily like, I'd love to think that I coached football in the '60s and I say, man, we're just going to go out there and beat them. Football's different. It's different. You got to be physical. You got to win pad level. You got to do all those things, but it's not really about punching in the face. It's about it's playing the play correctly. It's doing the things that you see correctly. Does it carry over from the practice field? And the bottom line is, do you strain when you have to strain? That's what you want to be a successful defense. Watch a defense play. If they're straining when they have to, they know what to do. If they're not straining when they have to, you got problems. Great. Cortland's a competitor, man. I mean, you saw the play made whenever we played last, a month ago. When he came out of that drop and that zone drop, you know, that is a locker rep of how you drop. You know, he talked him into that throw, came back underneath it, and made that play. You know, that's exactly how you draw it up when you and he's just smart. Like, he studies it in different ways and all that. But smart player, great kid. You know, worked his tail off all the way through it with an injury. You know how hard that is. You know, you get hurt, especially that early in the season. You can just go through your motion. No, he kept going to meetings every day, knowing he wasn't playing every Saturday. Kept learning without the reps. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing for him. And it's a big message to everybody that plays football. Nothing's going to go your way. I mean, not everything's going to go your way, but when it doesn't, just stay the course. Stay the course. When your number's called, you got to be ready to play.
You're looking for an edge in the game, the chance to knock off the team that's going to the league championship. You guys talk about that?
No. It's one play at a time. It's one play at a time. I'm never changing that, ever. It's one play at a time, and it's next play mentality too. Because you start getting ahead of yourself. You can't get ahead of yourself in this game.
Well, I mean, I'm just talking about, you know, they're going.
No question. They know that. They can read the internet. I don't have to tell them that. I understand. I understand everything that's put out there. You know, they understand the importance. But the bottom line, it's no important than any other game. You know, this is a chance to get to 10. That's what we know right now because we got 9 in the bank. This is a chance to get to 10. I don't care who they roll out. I don't care if we play tomorrow. That's what they need. The mentality's got to be that.